Today, we are here for Blue IEP Project's annual review. I appreciate you making it out. I'm going to act as the facilitator of this meeting. I'm the representative from the LEA. My name is Tina Fay. You can call me Tina. I'm going to be our facilitator and kind of walk us through the process. But before we begin, I'd love if everyone could go around and introduce yourself so we all know who each other are. I know we have a new classroom teacher this year, so make sure we're all on the same page.
So hey, I am Michelle Obama, and I am Blue Ivy's EC special education teacher.
I am Blue Ivy's general ed teacher, and my name is Amy.
My name is Beyonce, and I'm Blue Ivy's mom.
I can tell that we are in the presence of greatness. As you know, you've been here before. This is an annual review, so we're going to give an update on what's been happening, see if we need to change anything about Blue Ivy's IEP and what's happening in the school. But we like to start with student strength, and so I'd love for everyone to share what's been going on with Blue Ivy and all the great parts about her.
So I can get started. Blue Ivy really has grown so much this past year. We know from our past meetings that reading was a concern, and she is now able to read text on a 3rd grade level. She's still answering questions at a 2nd grade level, but we're definitely going to see growth in that area. She has a book in her hand all the time. She's very compassionate, and she loves to talk to people about their kids. So that's some of the strengths I've seen from her.
I agree with all of those things as well. She loves to participate during our discussions, classroom discussions, and gets along well with her peers.
Mrs. Carter, do you want to share any strengths that you've seen about it?
I would agree with that. I have seen her making progress, and I've been enjoying hearing about how she's doing at school, and she really does like to talk about her day and her friends.
It's great.
I know I always love seeing her, always. We're going to move into talking about areas of concern. So, Mom, I don't know if you want to share any persisting concerns that you have with Blue Ivy and her
Sure.
academics?
Sorry.
Well, I think I really would like to see her comprehension increase and just see her more confident in her work. I think that would be my main goal for her.
And thinking long term, do you have a vision for her future or long term goal?
Sure.
What do you want for her?
I just want to see her progressing and continue to succeed in what she's doing. I would like to see that she's able to continue to progress with her work. She's a little bit rigid, and I would like to see a little bit more flexible with her learning as well.
See that too.
Awesome. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of our goals for her and what's happening in the classroom, I just want to double-check that you don't have any big transitions coming up, no moves.
No, everything's pretty consistent.
Awesome. And, based on evaluations we've done, that Blue Ivy doesn't have any special communication needs or any other medical concerns. So I think we should jump right into her present levels of academic performance, which I think Mrs. Obama can speak to. You're spending the most time with her in reading and math.
Yeah. So in math, Blue Ivy has shown really good growth. She can still be somewhat inconsistent when she's trying to demonstrate her skills independently. She works really well when she has an adult with her. She's able to answer addition and subtraction fact questions when she takes her time, but she needs to be prompted to do that. She can add double-digit numbers with regrouping with minimal support. When subtracting with regrouping, she still needs prompting to go through the steps. But with this prompting, she does really well. She's currently working on her multiplication and division facts. She's able to use some strategies, but needs teacher support for larger numbers. And with division, we're still working on that concept. And so that's her present math performance. We'll get down into her goal in just a minute. In reading, she's able to read a text on a 3rd grade level. She loves to read books with adults. She really likes to do dialogue with pretending to be a particular character. So she can tell a story and respond to a story with verbal and facial expressions, but what we're working on is more open-ended types of questions. She will read to herself throughout the day and prefers that to most other activities. So looking at her goal in math, her academic goal is given a variety of third grade math problems involving addition, subtraction, multiplication, and basic division. She will score an 80%. And this goal is not related to any other services. And so just want to look at some of the benchmark objectives that we're going to use to get her there. So first, we want her to solve multiplication facts with 80% accuracy. And I know, sorry, Ms. Polar, if you would like to talk about what you're doing in the classroom to also support this.
Yes, we have been working on some multiplication strategies to help with her fact fluency and same thing with division and strategies.
This is a fourth grade goal. It's a fourth grade standard for all students. So also given multi-digit addition and subtraction problems with and without regrouping, she will answer them correctly with 85% accuracy over 3 consecutive trials. Given a word problem, she will identify the correct operations to use with 90% accuracy. And she will solve mixed word problems on a third grade level with 85% accuracy. And then given a division problem, we'll use strategies and manipulatives to find the answer with 85% accuracy. Does that sound great?
Mrs. Carter, do you have any specific questions about that?
No, I think that seems reasonable.
Okay, great.
And I think let's get into reading goals.
So given a third grade reading passage, Blue Ivy will read aloud with 95% accuracy and answer 4 out of 5 comprehension questions on a third grade level. And so first, we want her to read aloud a story with 95% accuracy, which is a goal I think is very reachable for her. And then answer basic comprehension questions about a story she reads on a 95% accuracy. And then answer deeper level multiple choice questions about a story she reads. We know, unfortunately in 4th grade she does have to take the EOT, like at the end of 3rd grade. It was. And so we want to work on just some skills and strategies to help her with those types of things. Okay. So those are her 2 goals.
Yeah, and we've been in these meetings before, about this restrictive environment, and we want to make sure that Blue Ivy's getting the services and the support she needs while still being able to be with her peers as much as she can be. And so, Mrs. Obama, you want to talk a little bit about what's been happening, what you think should continue happening based on her needs and where she is?
Yeah, so with her accommodations, I think the ones that she's had in the past are still appropriate for her. So in math, she will have on all tests, the teacher will read this aloud to her, and that's just to help with the reading comprehension piece of math. And so that will either be Miss Polar or perhaps an additional helper or like a TA could help out with that.
No, sorry. Go
Okay. So for reading, she will have modified assignments just so that since she is reading below grade level, she'll have some assignments more specific to her level, and the same with spelling. And she'll get work in smaller chunks just to help her not get so overwhelmed to be successful there.
And were these modifications that she has been, I know that she's had these since last year, but are these ones that she has been taking advantage of and has been helpful for her?
I think so, certainly. And I don't know if you want to talk about on the math test. Does she usually listen to as you or a TA reads aloud to her?
Yeah, I think having the read aloud is really important for her. Helps her, as you said, comprehend and not make mistakes based off of reading something incorrectly.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then looking at her modification or accommodations on the standardized test, that's sort of different than the classroom. And so she will mark her answers in the test book.
Okay.
She will have, for the math test, have everything read to her. We can't do that for reading. It's a reading test. More frequent breaks. She'll have breaks every 30 minutes. And she'll have extended time, approximately an hour, if she needs it. Looking at her file here, it looks like last year she did use that accommodation for the reading test, but didn't for the math test. And so, we could talk as a team if we still feel like giving her that extra time for math is necessary. I think my thought is that maybe, as we increase her independence with math, that she might attend to the test a little bit more. So my thought would be to leave that in there. What?
Agree.
Yeah, I'd rather leave it in case she does need it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then she'll also test one-on-one.
Okay.
And it looks like Blue Ivy is getting law services.
Yes.
Thank you, Mrs. Obama. And so outside of standardized tests, moving into what her support looks like within the typical classroom and week of school. I think you're wanting to keep that consistent.
Yep.
And success. The small group well.
Yep. So she's with me every day for 30 minutes for math and 30 minutes for reading. And so I pull her out of the classroom into a small group and we work on those IEP goals. And that's the same as it's been for a while. All right.
Yeah. And we have deemed as a team that no other related services necessary to support Blue Ivy. The academic support she's getting Mrs. Obama and Ms. Fuller. Really wonderful because we have good people around the table. Which means if you just want to summarize resource versus regular.
Yep. So as we've had these conversations before, we always have to look at the two different placements that we considered for Blue Ivy, and we considered both regular and resource. And we've decided, based on the times that I am pulling her out of the classroom, she's going to be a resource student, meaning she does spend part of her day removed from her general education peers. And that's just because we know she benefits from that small group instruction. She can really attend a lot better. And so she'll be considered resource.
And as far as extended school year status, that typically applies to students who have really, really extreme disabilities or needs.
Where we see a lot of regression.
Yeah, and we don't see that with Blue Ivy. We haven't in the past, and so we're going to be saying that that's not necessary. Which means unless anyone has any other questions, I'm going to wrap up and move forward.
Yeah,
I'm going to print this out, have everyone sign, and Mrs. Carter will send you home with a copy today.
Great. Thank you.
And as always, if you have any questions in the meantime, you should contact any of us. We can all come together at any point to make sure any changes that need to be made.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.